Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sunita Ravi. Today I have come out with another question on labor variance. Earlier video I have already explained the way to make formulas of labor variances. Let's understand the question. So a gang of workers usually consisted of 10 skilled, 5 semi-skilled and 5 unskilled in a factory. They are paid standard hourly rates of 1.25, 0.80 and 0.70 respectively. In a normal working week of 40 hours, gang is expected to produce 1000 units of output. So according to this information, standard information is given. Standard, there are number of workers 10, skilled 5, semi skilled and 5 unskilled. 5 semi skilled and 5 unskilled. Also the hourly rate is given, that is for this category 1.25, here it is 0.80 and 0.70, and expected production, that is also given. Expected production, expected to produce, that is our standard output, is equal to 1000 units. Apart from this, actual information in a certain week, gang consisted of 13 skilled, 4 semi-skilled and 3 unskilled. So actual information is also given here. 13 skilled, 4 and 3, 4 semi-skilled and 3 unskilled. Here also the rates are given. So rates 1.20, 0.85 and 0.65. So here we can write 1.20, 0.85, 0.65, and 2 hours were lost due to abnormal idle time. So in this question, idle time is also given, that is 2 hours due to abnormal idle time. Abnormal idle time, it means it may be due to machine breakdown, it may be due to power failure, it may be waiting for instructions, yeah, waiting for raw material. These all are the reasons of abnormal idle time. So in the question it is written there 2 hours were lost due to abnormal idle time. And 960 units of output were produced. So output produced, that means that is our actual output, that is given in the question, that is equal to 960 units. So based on this information we have to calculate different type of labor variances. So first we prepare a table in order to show all this information. So number of workers in case of standard is given. So normal working, here it is, normal working week of 40 hours is given. So normal working week is also given, that is equal to 40 hours. So in this question, standard hours and actual hours are not given separately. So for calculation of standard time and actual time, we can take this normal working hours. So first we calculate standard time. Standard time, yeah, standard hours is equal to normal working hours multiplied by number of workers. So in case of standard, there are three categories of workers. One is skilled, second one semi-skilled, and third one unskilled. So normal working week is given in the question hours, 40 hours, here also 40 hours, here also we write 40 hours multiplied by number of workers. In case of standard it is 10, 5 and 5. So we write it here 10, 5, 5, that is equal to 400, 200 and 200. So we prepare a table. Here we write standard, here we write actual time, it is also known as hour, rate, amount, here also time, rate, amount. Here we write the category of workers. So there are three categories of workers. One is skilled, second one semi-skilled and unskilled. So we have calculated standard time, that is 400, 200, 200. So we write it here 400, 200, 200, and rate is also given 1.25, 0.80 and 0.70. So 1.25, 0.80, 0.70. In order to calculate amount is equal to time multiplied by rate, that is equal to 400 into 1.25 is equal to 500, 200 into 0.80 is equal to 160, 200 into 0.70 is equal to 140. So total is equal to 800, here also 800. Now we calculate actual time. So here we have to change actual time. So actual time is equal to normal working hours multiplied by number of workers. According to this question, actual hours is not given separately. So here we write actual time, 40 hours multiplied by actual number of workers is 13, 4 and 3. So here we write 13, 4, 3 is equal to 14 to 13 is equal to 520, 160, 120. Again we put it in this table. Here it is 520, 160, 120, and rate is also given in the question 1.20, 0.85 and 0.65. So here we write 1.20, 0.85, 0.65. In order to calculate amount is equal to time multiplied by rate, So 520 multiplied by 1.20 is equal to 624, 136, and here it is 78. So total is equal to 838, and here it is 800. Now next point we have to remember, in this question output is also given, and apart from this idle time is given. So if any idle time is given, first we have to calculate idle hours. So idle hours is equal to idle hours is equal to number of workers multiplied by idle time. So there are three categories of workers. First one skilled, second one semi skilled, and third one unskilled. So 2 hours is idle time, here also 2 hours, here also 2 hours, multiplied by actual number of workers, hours multiplied by actual number of workers. So here actual number of workers is 13, 4 and 3. So here we write 13, 4, 3 is equal to 26 is equal to 8 and is equal to 6. So total idle hours is 40 hours. So if any idle hours is given, we have to calculate effective hours. That is one of the most important point we have to remember. If idle hours is given, calculate effective hours. It is also known as actual hours worked. So effective hours actual hours worked is equal to actual hours time paid minus idle hours. So in order to calculate that, we can make this table. Category of workers, here we write actual time, actual hours paid. Here we can write idle hours. Here we can write effective hours. It is also known as actual time work. So we can denote this with A, this one B, and this one we can denote C is equal to A minus B. So there are three category of workers. First one skilled, second one semi skilled, and third one unskilled. So actual time paid means the actual hours we have paid. So here it is actual time 520, 160 and 120. So here we write 520, 160, 120. Idle hours, already we have calculated idle hours 26, 8 and 6. So we write it here 26, 8, 6. So in order to calculate actual time work, we have to deduct the idle hours from actual time paid for. That is equal to 520 minus 26 is 494. 160 minus 8 is equal to 152. 120 minus 6 is equal to 114. So total is equal to, here it is 800, here 40, and here it is 760. Now this is the total time, actual time work, and this is the total of actual time paid for. So while calculating mixed variance, efficiency variance as well as yield variance, we can take this total actual time for that calculation. So based on this information, one by one we calculate the answers. So first we calculate direct labor cost variance is equal to standard rate multiplied by standard time minus actual rate multiplied by actual time. But we have to remember, in case of output, if output is given in the question, we have to make a change in this formula, means ST is equal to ST into AO upon SO. So we change this equation, that is equal to standard rate multiplied by standard time into actual output upon standard output minus actual rate multiplied by actual time. We make these changes when the loss here, if any output is given in the question, wherever standard time is there in the main equation, there we have to change this standard time. Standard time is equal to standard time multiplied by actual output upon standard output. So there are three categories of workers. First one, skilled. Second one, semi-skilled. And the third one, unskilled. That is equal to, now we have to look at the table here. Standard rate is given 1.25, 0.80 and 0.70. So here we write 1.25, 0.80, 0.70 multiplied by standard time. Standard time also we have calculated 400, 200 and 200. So here we write 400, 200, 200 multiplied by actual output. We know the actual output, that is equal to 1000 and 960 actual output, and 1000 is our standard output. So here we have to write 960 upon 1000. Here also 960 upon 1000. Here also 960 upon 1000 minus actual rate. According to the question, actual rate is 1.20, 0.85 and 0.65. So here we write 1.20, 0.85, 0.65 multiplied by actual time is given in the question, that is equal to 520, 160 and 120. 520, 160, 120. So we close this bracket and calculate the answers. So first category answer is equal to 144, unfavorable. If the answer is negative, there we have to write unfavorable or adverse. So skilled, the answer is 144. In case of semi-skilled, is equal to 17.6, that is favorable, and unskilled answer is equal to 56.4 favorable. Final answer is the total of these three, that is equal to 70 unfavorable. After calculating direct labor cost variance, next we have to calculate direct labor rate variance, that is equal to actual time multiplied by standard rate minus actual rate. There is no standard time in this equation, so we don't have to change any value. So there are three categories of workers. One is skilled, second one semi-skilled, third one unskilled. That is equal to actual time according to this table 520, 160, 120. Here we write 520, 160, 120 multiplied by standard rate minus actual rate. Standard rate is given in this question 1.25, 0.80, 0.70. Actual rate is also given, so we substitute this value 1.25 minus 1.20, 0.80 minus 0.85, 0.70 minus 0.65. So the answer for first category it is equal to 26 favorable, second category 8 unfavorable, and again so third category it is 6 favorable. Final answer is equal to 24 favorable. Now after calculating direct labor rate variance, here the idle hours is given, so efficiency variance we can calculate on the basis of actual time worked for as well as actual time paid. So here we write C on the basis of actual time paid for, that is equal to direct labor efficiency variance is equal to standard rate multiplied by standard time minus actual time. Here the question is based on output, so we have to change the standard time, that is equal to standard rate in case of output. We have to change this equation, that is ST into AO upon SO minus, here we are taking actual time paid for, that is actual time paid for. So there are three category. One is skilled, second one semi-skilled, and third one unskilled. So here we write semi-skilled, and third category unskilled. That is equal to standard rate is given in the question, standard rate 1.25, 0.80 and 0.70. So here we write 1.25, 0.80, 0.70 multiplied by standard time, it is given in the question, that is equal to 400, 200 and 200. So here we write 400, 200, 200 into actual output 960 upon 1000. Here also 960 upon 1000. Here also 960 upon 1000 minus actual time paid for, that is equal to 520, 160 and 120. So here we write 520, 160, here it is 120, that is equal to 170 unfavorable, 170 unfavorable. Second one 25.6 favorable, here it is 50.4 favorable. So final answer is equal to 94 unfavorable. Same efficiency variance we can calculate on the basis of actual time work. So here we write direct labor efficiency variance is equal to standard rate multiplied by standard time into actual output upon standard output minus actual time work. So there are three workers. First one skilled, second one semi-skilled, third one unskilled. That is equal to standard rate. Again same, it is given in the question 1.25, 0.80 and 0.70. 1.25, 0.80, 0.70 multiplied by ST, we know 400, 200, 200 into 960 upon 1000. Here also 960 upon 1000. Here also 960 upon 1000 minus actual time work that we already have calculated 494, 152 and 114. So here we write 494, 152, here it is 114, that is equal to 137.5 unfavorable. Here it is 32 favorable. Here it is 54.6 favorable. So final answer is equal to 50.9 unfavorable. So ideal hours is given in the question. We can calculate the efficiency variance on both the categories, means actual time worked as well as for actual time paid for. Next we calculate direct labor mix variance is equal to standard rate multiplied by RST minus AT. Here RST means revised standard time. In order to calculate RST, RST is equal to total actual time upon total standard time multiplied by standard time. So we calculate for all the three category, that is skilled, semi-skilled and unskilled. That is equal to total actual time. Total actual time, we don't take this, we have to take after deducting idle hours, that is equal to 760 upon total standard time is given, that is 800. So we put this in this equation 760 upon 800, 760 upon 800, 760 upon 800 multiplied by standard time. Standard time 400, 200, 200. So we write it here 400, 200. Here also 200. That is equal to 380, 190. Here also 190. After calculating this, we have to substitute it in the equation, that is equal to direct labor mix variance is equal to standard rate multiplied by RST minus AT, that is equal to standard rate for first category, that is skilled, semi-skilled and unskilled. So that is equal to standard rate is 1.25, 0.80, 0.75 multiplied by RST. We have calculated RST. First skilled 380, 190 and 190. So we write it here 380, 190, 190 minus actual time. Here we have to calculate after deducting idle hours 494, 152 and 114. So here we write 494, 152, 114, that is equal to 142.5 unfavorable, that is 30.4 favorable and 53.2 favorable. The final answer is equal to 58.9 unfavorable. After calculating this, we have to calculate direct labor yield variance. So we write the formula, that is equal to direct labor yield variance, that is equal to standard cost per unit multiplied by standard output into total actual time upon total standard time minus actual output. This formula we consider when the output is given in the question. Standard cost per unit is equal to total standard amount upon standard output, that is equal to total standard amount. Total standard amount is 800 upon, here we write 800 upon standard output is given in the question 1000, that is equal to 0.8. After this we substitute it in this formula, that is equal to 0.8 multiplied by standard output is 1000 into total actual time. We have to take this one after deducting idle hours, that is equal to 760 upon total standard time 800 minus actual output is given in the question, that is 960. So answer is equal to 8 favorable. So if the answer is negative in case of yield variance, we write it there favorable, and if the answer is positive, there we have to write unfavorable. And if the idle hours is given in the question, we have to calculate idle time variance. So we calculate idle time variance is equal to standard hourly rate multiplied by idle hours. So there are three category of workers. One is skilled, second one semi-skilled, and third one unskilled. That is equal to standard hourly rate is given 1.25, 0.80 and 0.70. So we write it here 1.25, 0.80, 0.70 multiplied by idle hours. Idle hours already we have calculated. For first category 26, second category 8 and unskilled 6. So we put this 26, here it is 8 and 6, that is equal to 32.5 unfavorable because idle time is not beneficial for the employer, that is equal to 6.4 unfavorable, here it is 4.2 unfavorable. The final answer is equal to 43.1 unfavorable. So here it is not mentioned what all variances we have to calculate, so we have to calculate all this. If the ideal hours is given, we have to calculate that also. Thank thank Thanks all for watching the video.